Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Vina. I'm going to be sharing with you my copycat recipe for Vox Kitchen's Lomo Saltado. They do an excellent version of this originally Peruvian dish by adding a Vietnamese or an Asian flair to it by cooking the beef, Luc Lac, or shaken beef style. So the first thing that you're going to prepare is the Aji sauce, which is that green sauce that Vox Kitchen normally serves with this dish. The reason that you want to do this first is because it takes a while for all the flavors of the different ingredients in this sauce to kind of combine together. So what you're going to need for the sauce is 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 garlic cloves that are roughly chopped. You're also going to need 2 jalapenos. Now, if you like things spicy, keep the seeds in them. But if you don't like it spicy, feel free to take out the seeds and just roughly chop them to put in the food processor. Then you're going to need a 1/4 cup of water, just so that the consistency of the sauce is easily pourable over your meat. You're also going to need 1/4 of a lime, 1/2 cup of mayo, and 1 cup of cilantro. Now for the cilantro, just make sure that you chop it up roughly so that it can fit into the food processor. Now you're going to add in all those ingredients except for the mayonnaise into a food processor. And blend that really well until all of the cilantro and the jalapenos are chopped up pretty finely. Then what you're going to do is add in the mayo at the end. Then you're going to want to blend that all up until everything is nicely incorporated and smooth. So after the sauce is all nice and smooth, go ahead and pour that out into a bowl and season it to taste. Feel free to add some more lime, salt, pepper, and even sugar. Okay, so now into the main dish. So for the Lomo Saltado, what you'll need is 1 red onion. I cut it up into wedges, but you can also cut it up into cubes. Just make sure that you keep the pieces relatively large, just so that you maintain that crunch of the onion. So you'll also need 1 plum tomato, and just go ahead and cut that up into relatively larger chunks. I cut mine up into 8s. I also took out the seeds in my tomato because I found that leaving in the seeds just makes the mixture a little bit mushy, so you don't want that. So take out the seeds. You're also going to need 1 clove of minced garlic, and you'll also need 1/4 of a lime. At this point, you're also going to prepare your sauce. So what it contains is 1/2 tablespoon of Aji seasoning. If you don't have this, you could also probably use soy sauce for this. You'll also need 1/2 tablespoon of fish sauce because we are adding a little bit of a Vietnamese flair, 1/2 tablespoon of sugar, and 1/2 tablespoon of water. Okay, so now onto the most important ingredient, which is the beef. So Vox Kitchen normally uses either filet mignon or ribeye for their Lomo Saltado. You can use whichever one you'd like, just make sure to get rid of any unwanted fat. Then you're going to cut the meat into large cubes, just like if you were to do Luc Lac or shaken beef. Then go ahead and season your beef with salt and pepper. Lastly, you're going to need some French fries. So I like using these seasoned fries. They add a really nice flavor to the dish, and they're really, really crispy as well. You can also use more of a natural cut, thicker cut fry. I've seen Vox Kitchen use those as well. Just make sure you don't use anything like shoestring fries or steak fries for this. Okay, so next you're going to go ahead and cook your French fries. So you can either bake your fries, but I'm doing what Vox Kitchen obviously does, which is fry their French fries. So I have some vegetable oil here that I've heated up to about a medium high. So if you're frying your French fries, make sure to double fry them. That way the fries are super, super crispy even after mixing it with the Lomo Saltado sauce. So to double fry the French fries, go ahead and add in the first batch of fries at a medium-high heat and fry those for about a couple of minutes or just until they're almost done cooking. Then transfer that onto your paper towel and just remove the excess oil and then fry the rest of your batches. Then after the last batch has been fried, go ahead and add the fries that you fried before back into the oil at a slightly higher heat, then fry it until they're nice and crispy and golden brown. And trust me on this double frying technique makes the biggest difference when it comes to this dish. So now you're going to cook the beef for the Lomo Saltado. So go ahead on really high heat, add some vegetable oil to your pan. Then when that is super hot, go ahead and add in your beef and make sure that all the beef is in one layer so that it doesn't steam and that it creates a nice searing on the beef. Then once you have a nice sear on one side, go ahead and flip that over. And I like to add a little bit of butter to finish off my beef, then stir that up really quick and then set it aside onto a plate. Okay, so now it's time to cook the rest of the ingredients, and make sure that you have all the ingredients laid out next to you and ready to go because this part is super fast. Get your frying pan, wok, or cast iron and go ahead and heat that up with some vegetable or canola oil onto high heat. Then go ahead and add in your minced garlic and cook that up for about 30 seconds or so. Then you're going to add in your onions and your tomatoes. Now, when you're cooking the onions and tomatoes, you want to make sure that it's at a high heat so that it can char the onions and tomatoes a little bit because that adds great flavor. And you notice I'm also flipping over the tomato so that the skin side is down just to make sure that that part gets charred. So after the onions and tomatoes have developed a beautiful color and char to them, go ahead and add in your sauce. And what that sauce is going to do, it's going to cook really fast, but also releases all the juices from the tomatoes. Then you're going to quickly add in your beef and your French fries. Then go ahead and stir that and mix that all together really well until all that sauce is nicely incorporated into all the other ingredients. So this part doesn't take any time at all. So whenever you see the sauce absorbed by all the fries, go ahead and turn off the heat and plate it right away. So serve the Lomo Saltado with some rice, maybe an egg, and of course the Aji sauce. So just like shaking beef or Luc Lac, make sure you squeeze some of that lime over the top of your Lomo Saltado. And there you have it. I hope you all enjoyed this recipe. I think it tastes super delicious and similar to Vox Kitchen's version. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you try out this recipe. Please let me know and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.